So Infinity Ward devs did a small interview which had some very interesting points made, and I want to go over them in this video. Alright, so the first two topics brought up are pretty much pointless. They were just about challenges and a map being put into ground war, which, yeah. But all of the ones after that, at least most of them, is pretty juicy, alright? It's like eating into, what's juicy? A watermelon? I haven't had a watermelon in years. Something juicy, okay? A nice juicy chicken. Yeah, alright? It's pretty juicy, okay? So, the first topic that I want to talk about, which is semi-important, which, I have mixed opinions, is dead silence. So, if you don't know, footsteps are pretty loud in this game, and almost, everyone besides camper want these sounds lowered a lot. So, you could run around and not be heard a mile away, but hey. Now, actually, in pleasant surprise, Infinity Ward said that for pubs, which are just normal matches, they are looking to lower the footsteps volume, and, they're also working with pro players in order to balance it, which, pretty good. And, I like that. They're working with pro players who know this the best, because it's quite literally their job to play this game. Yeah, it's just, if that goes out how they said it's going out, it should be pretty nice. Now, next up is perks, okay? So this is where they talked about and they admitted to putting too many good perks in one slot, which I guess I could kind of see, since perk 1 has a lot of good stuff I want to use, but I can only use one, and I'm not sure what they're getting at, like, oh, we put too many good ones in one. I mean, yeah, the thing is that I say perk 1 because I want to use stuff like double time and all of that, but again, I'm forced to use EOD, so claymores don't one-shot me, since everyone uses claymores and they will just absolutely obliterate you. They also said that they're trying to figure out a way to balance the perks, but they need to scrub, that's in quotation marks, that's what they said, all the data first. If you want to see all this word for word, if you look on screen, which I would imagine you're doing, you will see all the quotes. So yeah, for some more alright stuff, this isn't ground war, and I don't play ground war so much, but this is about tanks in ground war, and from the very little I played, it was a pretty big problem. Infinity Ward said they were figuring out a way to make the bullets on the tanks projectile based. I would assume you play more ground war than me, and when I did, what I saw from it was there's at least 5 people on a hill camping with a tank, and you just shoot at them and they're dead, so that's pretty annoying. And yeah, so not only are they trying to make it projectile based, bullets, what would you call that, cannons? No, I'm not sure what you call that, I'm just gonna say bullets, okay, the big thing that goes kaboom. Alright, so they're doing that. They also said they nerfed the splash damage quite a bit, which it's pretty nice. It's no longer like a ray gun where you shoot at the floor a mile away from you and you're dead. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. The next nerf is making it so that the tank's bullets / cannon aren't a straight shot, so you have to lead it a little bit. It's kind of like any game you've played that's semi-realistic that has a sniper, you have to lead it. Or if you play sports, specifically football, or I guess basketball in some cases, you have to lead your shot. So I think what you're getting there. So yeah, this is obviously because so players can't just sit on the hill and shoot at players, which again, pretty nice for ground war players, and might make that mode a lot better, which really hope it will, since tanks and people camping are the main problems for me on there. So up next, we have spawns. Oh, God forbidden spawns, these horrific things. So if you don't know, maybe you're living on a rock, spawns are pretty big in this game. It's a pretty big deal, and Infinity Ward says that they are working on a way to balance it. So, citing Euphoric, is that how you say it? The bridge map, right? Infinity Ward says that the map is so open that they don't want players spawning right outside in front of everyone, and they're looking a way to balance that, which, yeah. Then Infinity Ward says they also need to fix the spawns on Gronza Raid, which I think is how you say it, which is a beta map, and that's cool. Now, this is good, but of course on the bridge map, I don't know how they're going to fix it, since 99% of it is outside, so who knows? And spawn trapping on that map is the easiest thing, and I do it myself, to be completely honest, because it's quite fun. But once it happens to you, it's quite annoying. So I see that, but it's gonna be pretty hard to fix those spawns. So if they do it, applause to them, but we're gonna have to see on that one. So now the other thing is that Hackney Yard, right? I think that, yeah, Hackney Yard, this also needs spawn updates, since spawns on this map are awful. For example, it happens to me a lot, and I would imagine you. Sometimes it will just spawn me in the middle of the map, and you know, I'm dead. So yeah, if you played the game, I would imagine you've had the problem where you spawn specifically right next to the forklift in boxes, and there's someone there and you die. So yeah, spawns on that map are awful, and you know, still don't like being spawned in in the map. I was gonna say half the map, you know, in the middle of the map. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry. Now, lobbies. Woo! In this game, lobbies break up after every game, and to this, Infinity Ward said that they did it wrong. Okay, their intention was for lobbies to not always break up, and players can choose to stay in the same lobby for a couple games. You know, Infinity Ward admits they kind of messed up on this, and you know, lobbies breaking up after each match, they're like, hey, we didn't mean to do this. And you know, their intention isn't what it is right now, to just break it up, which I hate, since I like trash talking people, and you can't, because you get broken up after every lobby. So you know, with this, not only is Infinity Ward admitting that, you know, they put out an unfinished game, because they did once I played it more, and you know, I said before, this looks like the most finished COD in years. It was nowhere near finished, boy. But you know, yeah, so it'd be nice to stay in lobbies and keep shit talking people, which, you know, yeah, but I mean, I don't know, since Infinity Ward says they're trying to fix it, and I would imagine they would, and I'm surprised they haven't yet, since I would imagine it's quite a easy fix, but you know, who knows. Now, here is some juicy content, some juicy map voting. Pretty big part of CODs, right? So, well, if you don't know, it's in this game, right? Or it's not in this game, sorry. And, you know, like more normal people, most don't like it. And the best part is that Infinity Ward has said that they have data, keep that in mind, stating that if players don't get the map they want via voting, they will just back out, and they don't want people backing out of every lobby because people did not get the map they want. Now, the guy interviewing in this, his name is Swag. Still don't know who he is, but you know, Swag, and you know, he suggested that Modern Warfare approach of voting to skip, which, you know, basically you skip whichever map you vote for, and it votes for you. So basically, like random maps, I guess, on Black Ops, every other COD, I guess. But yeah, which, you know, CCOT, he liked it, and he said there's no assurance that this will be implemented, but you know, yeah. And to put that short, what he's basically saying is that they aren't going to fix this problem, and the no insurance part, that just means it's not happening, okay? It's not gonna happen. But see, here's the best part. The best part of this is that if they say people don't get the map they want with voting, they just leave the lobby, and you know, that no map voting will fix this, when in reality, all it does is piss people off more, since they don't get the option. Now, I feel like I can speak for most, but hey, who knows? But when Modern Warfare, you know, in Modern Warfare, when I don't get a map I want, which is usually a lot, since, you know, half the maps are horrible for the game and just don't fit COD, but anyway, if I don't get the map I want, I leave anyway, so I don't know what their point is here. Either way, I'm going to leave the lobby, because I don't want to play a trash-ass map. Like, literally any map in this game, you can name it, and it'd probably be pretty bad. So, yeah, I don't know what they're getting at there. They're really not helping anything. If anything, they're pissing people off more, because they didn't even get the chance to try. They're just like, hey, bad maps, here you go. So, yeah. Other from that, the minimap, you know, the minimap in this game was changed from past CODs a lot, and if you've been on Twitter recently at all, you would know that most people don't like how the map works, especially Pomage. Hey, he just tweets about that a lot, and you know, the best part is that Infinity Ward intended it to be, and there's nothing else to say about that. There's no argument about it, and basically CCOT states that this is how the game was designed, so players don't get hunted. Also, he wanted the UAV, you know, unmanned aerial vehicle to be more of a reward. Okay, there's a lot wrong with this. So, part 1. Infinity Ward basically said, screw the core players, they don't mean nothing. Let's cater to shitty players, okay? Number 2, UAVs as a reward. How's that a reward? It's 4 kills. You can make it 3 with a perk. How's that a reward? It's every round you live, that's easy. And you have to remember, this game was made for shitty players to be able to camp and get kills because they're dog shit. And you know, to that, the UAV is probably a reward to them since they'll never get anything more. So, I just don't know, and this is one of the reasons why I've stopped playing the game of recently. So, yeah, I just don't understand. I think the problem with these games like this is that devs try too hard to make it a safe place for shitters, and the SBMM doesn't help since it's either sweats 24/7 or campers 24/7. There's no in between. So, you know, pretty much what I'm getting at here is that Modern Warfare is going to be a shitty game for a while since they refuse to listen to their core fan base and want to cater to shitty players that can't play. And you know, if I learned anything from CS or anything, if you want to get good at the game, you have to work. You play up against better players. Playing up against people that are equally as shit at you don't make you better. CS has done this for how many years and we can't get it down? I just don't understand, okay? It just pisses me off since this game is arguably the best, worst game I've ever played in my life. And yeah, now I really hope that this game doesn't suffer the same fate as World War II, where it was dog shit for 9 months or whatever it was. Then you know they decided, hey, let's listen to the fans and fix this game. And wow, surprise, the game wasn't bad after all, and it was actually pretty good. If you have not played Modern or World War II, pretty good. Yet, you know, if they do this at the point that the game becomes good, everyone has left since they don't care anymore. And that was the problem with World War II. I left early in the game since I didn't care anymore. And when I went back, it was pretty fun. So yeah, I just really hope that they see this and see their, it wasn't even them, past mistakes from this franchise and correct it, or this game will be suffering the same fate as past CODs, where it's either just bad the entire year, or they fix it towards the end, and now it's great again. You know, don't get me wrong, this game has so much potential, I just don't understand it. It's so good, but how they do all of it, it just sucks. I love the game and its functions to it, just the way the devs do all this, it just ruins the game. And I haven't played in a couple of weeks, so yeah. And you know, if you're listening to this, I would probably not expect very many COD videos on this channel, since they're still going to be there, but it's not going to be as much as it should be, like a normal COD. It's going to be very spread out since I don't want to play this game anymore. But yeah, anyway, back to the UAV thing, alright? I'm done with my tangent for a while. In the interview, Ghost was brought up, you know, Ghost the perk, and how it was a good perk, and how, you know, anyone can use it and everyone will rock it, and if a UAV is a reward, everyone will run Ghost, and CCOT says they will work on it, nothing else. So basically he's like, okay, Ghost, if we know you're gonna get a UAV a lot, everyone's gonna run Ghost, and that just ruins the reward part of it. So as you can see, the UAV is not a reward, and people say all this like it's a crutch perk, and no, it's just they've done it before. They've made great games and had it nicely done. Now, don't get me wrong, the early Modern Warfare had some pretty unbalanced stuff, but it was still fun. See, this game has some pretty unbalanced stuff, and it's not fun. That's the problem. You could have unbalanced stuff and still have fun if you do it correctly. But if you have unbalanced stuff and it's not fun, it's just a bad mix. So, yeah, my little rant, I'm just going on with it since I have very strong opinions about this game. But yeah, anyway, the Damascus camo. So, this camo is apparently broken and won't unlock if you got it, which, you know, it just shows more on how this game is a unfinished game at launch. And, you know, they basically said they need to fix it and, you know, fix their game more, right? Surprise. So, basically, they're like, okay, no one's gonna get this camo. No one's gonna waste the time and get over a couple thousand camos. Let's just keep it there. And you know, first off, the camo doesn't even look that great at all. It's just like you grabbed a low color, a low vibrancy rainbow and just threw it on a gun. The only camo that looks cool in this game is gold, which, you know, it's gold. Platinum looks like dog shit. I'm gonna keep it real. It looks like there's not even camo on there, so, yeah. Anyway, skilled based matchmaking. So, to tell you this word from CCOT, at first he said he couldn't talk about it since it was a hot topic. And you know, Swag asked if the matchmaking in Modern Warfare is the same as Infinite Warfare, to which CCOT replied that Modern Warfare matchmaking is different, and how it's different in every other Call of Duty. So, CCOT said he's not supposed to talk about it, but he kind of danced around it, and how connection is a big priority, and if there was ever a problem with the ping, to let him know and they'll fix it. So, I mean, he just kind of avoided it, and, you know, Swag shares that it was this kind of the same energy, and when he said in the interview about protecting the new players, so, yeah, nothing really new about SBMM. They're probably not gonna fix it, but basically he didn't really talk about it because he just wouldn't. Then he just completely avoided it and made some other stuff. But yeah, those were the main things from this interview. I know this came out a while ago, but hey, here, let me just inform you. So, again, a lot of these I don't agree with, and some I just think are mad BS, but others I think are a nice change to the game. The only thing I wish that is that this COD could do, and, you know, I just wish they could make games that don't suck, and, you know, I just wish also that they just take 3 years or so, or not 3 years, like 5 years, maybe 3 years, but take more than 3 years, okay, since that's usually the life cycle. I mean, Black Ops 5 is going to be a 2-year cycle, so who knows, but take more than 3 years to make games so on launch it actually is, you know, complete and isn't bad, and, you know, yeah. Other from that, that's the main stuff, and I hope you enjoy. Sorry about the rant. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more YouTube. Yeah, I'm gonna leave now. Woo!